Well, Jack, returning to a stadium you've played at many times, how does it compare coming here as a manager with the opportunity to win silverware?
It's different. It's definitely different. First of all, it's a huge honour to lead this club at such an iconic stadium. Yeah, and I played here a lot, but this feels extra special because, yeah, my first time as a manager, and really proud of the players, really proud of the staff, and really excited about the opportunity in front of us.
Emotional preparation for the players, I guess, as well as tactical. What advice have you given them to prepare them for the sense of occasion?
Yeah, we spoke about that in the week, and whenever I played in a final or a big game, everyone said, don't play the occasion, and I hated it because it's so hard not to, and we had to embrace that, and that was my message to the players, it is different, and you've earned that, so go and enjoy it, go and use the support that we've got here today as energy, as fuel to perform and do what we've been doing, because we've been going okay, and we've been building and improving a lot as a team, and it's just an opportunity on a bigger stage to show that.
In terms of your team news today, Nahki went off in the last game, deemed fit enough to start in this one. What boost is that going to provide? Yeah, massive. Nahki brings so much in terms of his ability as a number 9, but also his leadership qualities, the way he takes pressure off players, and so yeah, we wanted to wait until the last minute, which we did with him, and we're happy that he's available. And James Shea retains his place in goal. He's been in goal throughout this competition. Why did you decide to go with him for the final? Because he deserves it. He's earned it in this competition, but also throughout the whole season. He's trained every single day. He's pushed Josh Keeley all the time, every single day. He's a fantastic support for that to drive the quality of the goalkeeping department forward. And he's also a big member of the squad who's been here a long time and deserves his place in the team. And yeah, looking forward to seeing him play. Some difficult times as a club and as a team. Does this feel like an opportunity to start a new story against Stockport here today? Yeah, it does. It feels like a step, but we're also aware of the work that we have to do and the ambition we have in the league, in improving as a team, improving our identity as a team, and we've done a lot of hard work and a lot of big steps forward, and this is an opportunity to show that on a bigger stage.
Dave, in terms of the side, you've been able to select a couple of changes from last week, one enforced obviously being cup tied, but are you quite happy with how strong your team is going into this?
I suppose going into every game, especially the cup final, you'd love to be full strength. In some instances we're dictated to by obviously Cog being cup tied and some lads that are injured, but we know what we've got to do. We've pretty much got this group between now and the end of the season, with plenty to play for, and obviously a big opportunity and a big prize at stake today.
Does that solve problems in a way? I know it's been tough defensively at times as well, but in that sense, just going with what you've got sort of saves decision making to some degree.
It does. I think as a manager, you'd love to have those decisions. And the biggest, hardest decision for me today is how to go and the players you leave out, because so many players have been involved in getting us to this point, and I suppose throughout the course of the competition, the aim is to get here, and I have to be the one that takes that opportunity away from some, which is the toughest part. But the rest of the players that do start the game and will influence the game are here to make it a special day for everyone, especially Stockport County Football Club. And
looking at Luton, you've played them very recently as well. You know them well. What sort of challenge are you expecting from them?
A huge one. They're a really strong side. You look, they've still got players that were part of this group in the Premier League 2 seasons ago. An experienced squad full of quality, who probably aren't where they'd like to be in terms of the league table. That doesn't mean on a given day they're not a real threat. So we know they've got strengths. I think the game, say 3 or 4 weeks ago, showed that the teams were evenly matched in terms of 2 halves of football. I'm sure today will be a really close game. It's a cup final, so there are always them anomalies and unknowns in terms of how players respond to the occasion, which is different than a normal football league game. Like I say, got real belief in our group. Hopefully we can show the best version of ourselves out there today.
And importantly, given what a great season you've had in the league as well, and the fact that you've got here, is it one to enjoy? Because I know there's pressures elsewhere.
It definitely is, and listen, that's easy for me to say as a manager. I've been in a few times, and I suppose it may be a little bit different with a playoff game when your whole season comes down to one game. This is one where I've said to the players, you've got to try and remember. We spoke in the semi-final about creating memories. We've created a memory by getting ourselves here. When you get here, of course, you want to win. But we are taking it as well. A bit of a bonus. We know what we need to achieve going on after this, but we're going to approach today as a single event. Enjoy it, and like I said, hopefully perform.
Thank you, Dan. Welcome.
Dave, thank you for coming out to talk to us. It's never easy to lose at Wembley, and especially when you took the lead. What's the feeling like in the dressing room?
Obvious disappointment. That's always going to be the case when you come to one of these occasions. I think probably experience in my future or my career, if you like, tells you that you prepare yourself. And I knew this week was an important week for us. This was a trophy up for grabs, but we've got two really important games in front of us, and we have to quickly shift to what that looks like. So regardless of what today looked like, we'll enjoy tonight. We'll spend some time together, spend some time with our families, because they're as big a part as what we've done here, and we'll use the motivation of today to try and go and pick up some points at Exeter and Wimbledon this week.
Yeah, how do you get your players to put this disappointment out of their mind? Because this is a team that's also trying to chase one of those playoff positions.
I think it's pretty easy because it should tell you where you're at. We now need to do everything we can to try and get back here and right any wrongs. Today for me was always a little bit of a sort of bonus ball, if you like. A trophy was up for grabs, but I've been here before when your season's up for grabs, if you like, and one game can dictate it. And let me tell you, that's a far worse scenario. We've got to make sure we give ourselves the chance to do that. We only do that by winning games. So the disappointment we feel today, you have to use as motivation. It would have been exactly the same if we'd have won the game. We'd have been saying what Jack will be saying to his Luton team. Let's make sure, if you can bottle this, make sure we can feel it again in 6 to 10 weeks' time with a playoff final. We're doing exactly the same on the back of, like I said, some disappointment today.
Just finally, speaking of Jack, he's 34 years old, in his first managerial career position, leading Luton to win a trophy here at Wembley. A word on him?
Yeah, I've got to know Jack over the last 18 months because I have my pro licence with him. He's got, like I say, a brilliant opportunity. Has played under some amazing managers, so has lots of experience around that and know-how around what he's doing. Obviously he's dipped his toe, and I know he was disappointed not to get an opportunity at Norwich, but this is a massive football club that he's in charge of, with aspirations to get back to the Championship and beyond that. He's got some really experienced staff around him, which they will do in the world. I don't know, from my perspective, my staff are my most important asset after the players, and I'm sure he'll do like I say, a fantastic job. A quiet, humble individual that I've got to know. Probably not as maybe people would think based on the level that he played at and the type of player he was, because he was an unbelievable footballer. I'm sure he'll do and have a really long career in management.
Well, best of luck with these remaining games. Hopefully we'll see you here again.
Fingers crossed.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Kasey, congratulations. We spoke before the game. You spoke about the players being exciting to play here and Jack trying to calm the nerves and rise to the occasion. You did it. How do you feel?
Amazing. I think the fans, it's been a tough few years for the fans. Obviously I've not been here, but I've seen what's happened and I can feel what's happened, and to win today is good for them and it's good for the club. It gives us a real push going into the end of the season.
On a personal note, I mentioned, of course, you were here a few years ago. It didn't quite go your way. You've now won at Wembley. You can tick that one off. Yeah,
I know. When it went 1-0, I thought, surely not again. And then we scored 1-1, and from that moment, I kind of felt like we grew in the game, and I knew we was always going to kind of get another goal, and it was just about holding on in the end.
You had a great game, as did Nahki Williams. Talk about him, 35-year-old, showing up the way he is. With that first goal was incredible. Yeah,
I think he deserves it. He's had tough moments in the season. He probably ain't scored as much as he probably thought he would, and he could have. But then big moments, big players step up, and I think he done that today.
Has Jack said anything to you guys yet?
Just about a day off, and I think I went down well in the group. I've already started drinking. A few of the lads have started drinking, but from tomorrow we need to focus on Wednesday, so we just need to enjoy today. Yeah,
of course. You have got a few more games coming up. Northampton first. How much momentum do you think this can give you going into those final games to push for one of those playoff positions?
Yeah, I think it's massive, especially because Stockport are one of the playoff teams, and we know that we've messed up in a few games, and we've got a few games left to try and save it, and we need to go on the run now to try and get in the playoffs.
Well, congratulations. Enjoy your drink. What have you got here? What's the drink?
A little Magnum, innit? So, it's already started. So,
it's already started. Is it going to be a long night for you guys?
I hope so, I think the lads know we need to kind of focus from tomorrow, but for today we need to enjoy it.
Enjoy it, lap it up. The fans are here. Congratulations.
Thank you. Thank you.
Well, Emilio, congratulations. You joined Luton in January. How does this feel?
Great, absolutely unreal. It's been a crazy few months for me. but this is exactly what I came for, special moments like this, so yeah, it's amazing.
Such a special moment, but let's talk about that special moment out there on the pitch. What was going through your mind, your second senior goal at Wembley?
I don't know, to be honest. I just saw my reaction and my celebration on the screen then. I don't think I knew what I was doing myself, to be honest. I was just trying to take in the moment, but it just all happened so quick.
A good moment of composure, though, for the actual goal. Talk me through that.
Yeah, I saw the fullback was quite wide and out of position when we were countering, and then I was just screaming at Clicker to give it me, and then thankfully he did, because then I was able to, convert into the net.
The manager's put a lot of faith in you, starting you, stayed backing you since you joined in January. What difference has that made?
Yeah, it just fills me with confidence, when your manager backs you and shows so much faith and trust in you, you just want to go and deliver for him. So I'm thankful I was able to do that for him today.
You've got another league game in just a couple of days' time. How long are the celebrations in here allowed to last? I asked your manager and he looked at his watch and said about 20 minutes, but I think you'll get a little bit longer.
I think, we'll definitely enjoy ourselves tonight. Be together as a team, celebrate how we should celebrate, and then starting next week, it's back to it. Train well, look to the Wednesday game, because we've got playoffs to push for.
You're at the very start of your career. How do you think you might reflect on this one in the years to come?
It's one that you can never forget. You can never forget moments like this at Wembley. Stuff you dream was as a kid coming to play here, finals. So yeah, this is one that will stay in the memory book forever.
Congratulations, going so cool in.
Nahki, great to see you. Congratulations. And what 2 goals you had today. They were fantastic. How are you feeling?
Thank you very much, guys. Yeah, I'm extremely delighted. I'm over the moon to come here and play a pivotal part of the win is what I dreamt of coming into today.
Nahki, please talk to me about that first goal there. What was going through your mind? Was it instinctive? You knew exactly what you wanted to do?
Yeah, no, it's instinctive. Obviously, you're always hopeful that a touch can be so good that sets the goal up. I think if you score goals, it's all about the first touch, and obviously I've took it directly into my stride, and that was the hard part done. The rest was just picking out the corner, and I was set to keep it on, and clearly it's gone in. So yeah, that's the first goal, and not often you get a chance to score goals like that, so I'm extremely happy.
So please tell me that, are you going to put that on the Instagram reel, right? That's going to have to be on the reel, and you're going to have to pin it.
No, that's going straight at the top, absolutely. I'm one of those 9s who score a lot of tap-ins, so when you get them nice goals, you need to enjoy them and milk it in a sense.
That was a high-level goal, man. Well done. We're really happy for you. How can you describe your track record at Wembley and how successful you've been there, and also your goal-scoring ability to maybe younger players or American fans watching, how you're so composed in the big moments? Because there's many great players that they can't do it in the big games and in the big moments, but you seem to be able to do that.
Yeah, no, exactly that. So I appreciate that from you, of course. I have been able to score as my 3rd goal at Wembley. My last 3 times here I've won, so I've been a part of some success in that sense. So, it's my job to turn up in the big moments, and I'd be lying if I told you I've done that all season, and I've done that regularly enough this season, because I haven't. But in the big moments, that's what it's about. And I think I felt like I really felt like the club deserved a performance and an outcome from myself today, given the opportunities that I've had this season. I'm just thankful I was able to do it.
So Nahki, Kasey Palmer told us that you guys have now got the day off tomorrow, maybe. How are you going to celebrate and enjoy tonight?
Who said that, Mike?
If you can look back and see our team huddle and see us celebrating, it's not because we won. It's because we got a day off. So credit to this man. He's given us a day off, the first one this year. But we're happy. We got to enjoy the occasion, but we know the bigger picture, and we know what we need to do this season. So rest, recover, and get ready for a tough run-in.
Great. Jack, congratulations, mate. How do you feel? How proud are you of your team today, especially coming back from a goal down?
Yeah, really, really happy for the players, because they've given so much energy. We've been through some tough times, and Yeah, you know, when you're a footballer and you can be really good at football and you can understand the game, but if you don't have resilience, if you don't have the ability to deal with adversity, which we have so many players here, we have some young players that are still developing that, and players like Nahki and Cal, why they're so important to me and to the group, because they bring players through them tough moments, and we face a lot of them. But no, the players deserve that. They deserve that.
And Jack, a chance to be back at Wembley maybe later on this season with the way that your team's playing and the big push to get to the playoffs for promotion. How much confidence does today give you and the group in the run-in to close the season?
Yeah, I think today gives us confidence, but also probably the way we've been playing the last 5 or 6, 7 games, where we're starting to build something. We're starting to see more consistency. Of course, today shows me that the players can handle this big occasion. They can handle pressure. They can come back from adversity even under that pressure, and that gives you a lot of confidence going. We know what we have to do. We know that it's a crazy league with a lot of chaos that we have to be consistently trying to control, and then showing teams what we can do with the ball. And yeah, we'll go game by game, and the next one is Wednesday, and we'll look at that tomorrow. But for now, the lads need to enjoy this.
Now, this is a question for both of you, right? Nahki, how does it feel that your manager is younger than you and you're more experienced than him? And Jack, from your side, how does it feel to have senior players older than you and you're the gaffer in the dressing room?
Yeah, no, I'll start that off. It is crazy. It is nuts to think that, but who he is, and he inspired me from many years ago, even a young player. I got to play against him. I got the better of him once, but I won't go into that. But we know the caliber of player, of person, and what he's been able to achieve. So irrespective of age, experience, we look up to him, and we understand who he is to this nation and what he's been able to achieve.
Jack, obviously
yeah, for me, and
sorry.
Go on, I'm going to answer it. Yeah, for me, and I say it to the players all the time, Nahki, Cal, he might be a little bit younger than me, but not much. Sabs as well. Like, I need them. And, you know, even when I see them, how they work every day, how they look after themselves, how they make sure that they're right to play in these games, it inspires me, and how they lead the group as well. We've got a young group here that need that as well. They need that guidance. And, yeah, the senior players, including Nahki and all them guys, they're really important to me.
Sorry, Jack. So you played obviously at the highest levels, and you've accomplished some of the biggest things in the game. Talk us through that first goal. Where does that rank in some of the best goals you've ever seen? That Nahki's goal.
Yeah, top, and he deserves it. You know, he deserves it. I know he probably wanted to score more goals this season, but he joined a club that had double relegation, that had a lot of adversity around it, had a lot of frustration. And listen, we understand it, of course we do, but you have to be strong. You have to go through their moments. And in Nahki, I played against Nahki years and years ago, and he's always had quality. He's a goal scorer. He can create something, and you can see it. And I'm happy for him because he deserves that.
Jack, now I know how ambitious you are, and not only were you a talented player, but I know you have ambition to be a top manager. What's the next objective for you guys?
For me, is to try and give everything we can. It's the next game mentality, and my message has been that to the players all season. We have to just go game by game, see where it gets us. We know what we need to do to reach our ambition, and we'll try and give everything we can to get there. And yeah, days like today help. They give us confidence, but we also know that, like I said, this league is chaos and we need to be ready for it.
Nahki, just a quick one. Is Jack more of a ball manager, or does he make you guys run? I want to see if he's changed now.
If he's a what manager, the first bit?
If he's a manager that makes you use the ball a lot more playing.
Run.
I think you just have to watch us to understand what type of side we are. It's about with the ball. But don't get me wrong. We're going to run when we need to run. We're not going to miss those running stats and everything that we need to accomplish in the session. But it is about the ball. It is about what we can do on and off the ball. And I think the gaffers adapt really well to this league. Like you said and alluded to, it's so much chaos. You just can't play. You have to adapt. And that's something that not just he is learning and adapting to. It's the group as a whole. And it's no coincidence. That's why our form's picked up and we perform really well. But it's about continuing that, of course.